Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So first of all, I hope you are all well, you are healthy and you are in a quite safe area. And yeah, all the best for the future and all the best here from Vienna, of course. The second thing is because now I have a little more time, I don't make some personally client visits or something else. And so let's do some tutorials. I hope I can make now in the next few days a little more content. And yeah, let's start with another Wannerstedt. And today we will try this. I have this long on my. This is. Yeah, you see the. I have this long on my list, but I overlooked it somehow. And yeah, we will try this today. I did not test it now. I wanted to make it yesterday, but then something comes in between. And yeah, simply let's try this. The tubes here are the toothpaste or whatever this is. This should not be the problem. The more problem is, I think, to make this loop able. But we will find a way, I'm sure. Okay, so let's start. First, I want to create a spline, which will be the path for our paste here. So, and I do this with a plane. And I want to draw some spline, so some selections on it, but I don't need as many. No, that's too much. 6 by 6. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and I make this plane editable. See on the keyboard. Now I want to draw a selection here, an edge selections. With UM we have the path selections, and just click on your left mouse button and then drag along whatever you want. The only thing what is important that you start, you have to end on the same height here on the point, like on the same side. So if you start here, you would have to end here, or if you start here, you would have to end here. So I try to let's make something. I try to do something like, I don't know. Maybe something like a Greek pattern or something else. Let's try something like this. No, that's not okay. So I have to go. No. I am too stupid for this, I think. Let's go back to here. No. Come on. Yeah, that should it be. No. I have to go one with this, no, here, but now, what? No, that's not what I want. Cannot be so, cannot be so difficult. I want now something like a Greek pattern. So, and add here a selection, and so that looks nice now. Okay, good. I knew it must be possible. Good. Yeah, and I save this selection and make a spline out of this selection. So with the set selection I save it, and then I have here edge to spline. There's the same thing you can find under mesh, conversion edge to spline, here. So, check, and now I have a spline under the plane, and I don't need the plane for the moment, so I have this spline now. Good, let's save this. Let's save it under paste. Okay, the next step, let's see how our spline looks. We have here some unnecessary points in the middle, we delete them. So just select all the points you don't need. So delete, that's fine. And then I want to loop this later, so I need this spline. I tried this 3 times, one here and one more here, so that we can make, and I think I will do it. I will render, give us more frames here. So I will render, let's say 300 frames, not render, I will calculate the animation 300 frames, and then I try to just render a part in the middle out of it. So let's say I render the part later just from 100 to 200, or in this case 199, so that we don't have the same frame. And yeah, let's try it. That's the plan. The next step, okay, is to just copy this line here. I make one copy to the left and one to the right, so control drag it to the left and hold my shift key, so I have to go 400 to the right because our plane was 400 by 400. So, okay, and then make a copy to this side, 400. Okay, should look fine. We have now a big spline here. Good. The next step is we bring them all together. Select all and connect object and delete. You can right click on it, or I have it here in my toolbar, connect object and delete. So we have just one spline which looks like this. Okay, here see the first problem. We need one spline, and these are just one spline here, but you see these are just 3 splines. So here's the end of one spline, here's the beginning of one spline, the first spline, here ends the second spline and begins here. And this is not what we need. So, and optimize does not help us here. So this is what we need is, I take the rectangle selection, only select visible elements is off. And here where they meet the first spline, the second spline, I select these points here. And we see we have here 2 points, and this should be 1 point. And as I said, an optimization here, that does not help. We have to right click and click on join segment. Okay, now we see this is now one spline. The same I do on the same position here. This one, see 2 points, right click, join segment, and now we have here the end of a spline and here the beginning of a spline. This is the wrong direction, so I go right click and point order reverse sequence. Now I have here the start and here the end of the spline. Exactly what we need. Nice. So now we can delete this point and this point. Okay. And yeah, we have a nice spline. Now I select all the points with Control A and right click, chamfer, and make a nice chamfer, so that we have a nice round thing here. Let's see, how far do we go? I think 40 is a good number here. Okay. And the next step is, it would work like this with the spline, but I want an uniform segmentation. So I go to here, instead of adaptive, I go to uniform, 8 should be fine. And yeah, but you see, it happened nothing. We have the same point here. what you have to do is go to our plane spline and can right click current state to object, or you I have it in my toolbar, current state to object here, or you right click and current state to object. Now I can hide this one, and now when I go to this one, you see now we have a nice segmented spline here. So I have to make a short break and see what this guy wants. So where did I stop? Okay, now we have this nice segmented spline here. The next thing is I want to clone matrices on this spline here. So I don't need this spline anymore. So I go to my matrix object here and say please be an object, and the object is our spline. Now we see we have here some matrices, but we need lots more. Because we have a nice subdivided spline here, I could go here just with the count up and everything is nice and smooth. But if you don't have this subdivided spline, for any reason you don't like it, I don't know, just go here to even and then you get the same. It doesn't matter how the spline does look later on. So, and let's make the matrices a little smaller here. 5, okay. And make some more. As more we do, as better it should look. Let's say 400. Okay. Matrices are very light to calculate, so that can do with every computer. And now I need a second matrix object. And I just copy this one, control drag it down and set this to linear. You see we get here some matrices, and I need again the same amount as here, 400. I need here 400, and let's make this a little smaller. Let's say 10. Okay, that's nice. Let's bring this one a little up here. So whack. I bring this up here, so this is the higher one, so this is the lower one. And now I want to animate this state of the matrix to this state. And this we can do with the inheritance effector. So I select my matrix here, go to MoGraph, effector, inheritance. And because I have selected the matrix before, in the inheritance, in the matrix, in the effector should be the inheritance effector. If it's not inside, just drag the inheritance inside the matrix here. And we want to inherit just the position. Don't need the scale, don't need the rotation. And in the effector, the object which I want is this matrix here. Okay, as you've seen, it goes to here. This is not what I want. Morph motion object. Now we see nothing. And with the strength now, you see it does something here. But this is not the way we want it. What we want is to control this with a fall off. So let's go to the inherit fall off, and we need a linear field. If you have an older version than R20, simply take a linear fall off that makes the same. So linear field, and we have to set it to -y in this case. Okay. And then we go up with our linear field here. We should see some, you can imagine this could work. Okay, nice so far. I want to make the linear field a little smaller, so something like that. And I want to animate not the linear field so that it goes up. I want to animate the height of the matrix here. And I can do this over the transform here. When I go down with the Y here, I see. It's exactly what I want. So this is the first thing. So let's go back to and let's animate this so that we have this animation. Here I want a loop here, so when I go to this matrix here, the spline, you see, I want here a not loop, so you see it ends here. Yes. So I go to loop, no, not loop, and now I have the ends thing. I think it's a smooth rotation. That does not much here, but I want a smooth rotation. It does something, so I'm gonna show you this. So look at here. No smooth rotation, smooth rotation. No, so okay. Now let's animate this guy here. In the transform, I make a keyframe on frame 0, then I go to frame 300. And I go down with this guy as long as the last matrix is on its place here. So okay, let's make minus 4100. Okay, that should work. Good. But of course we don't want it like this. What I want is that this matrix follows the spline here, and I cannot give the matrix here and here we have it aligned to spline, because it would start exactly a null point here, on the 0 point. So what I do is I make a null here, give the matrix in a null, and this null I can now say align to spline. Which spline? Of course, this spline. You see, we have now the null is here, but our matrix is here up. This is exactly what we want. The linear field works here on the whole area, so we don't have to make the linear field bigger or something else. And yeah, let's animate the position here. So okay, now frame 0, position 0, frame 300, position 100%. Okay, now let's see what we get. It looks quite nice. But I want it even nicer. So let's make the bring it a little down here. Let's see. Maybe a little smaller. This could look nice. Maybe higher. Now we can change this to every time, so this is just now we see it definitely works. So save it. The next step is we don't have to see the matrices. Yep. And we don't have to see the spline at all. Okay. And now we need a spline, of course, and we make a spline out of this matrix here, which is very easy. Select your matrix first, and then go to the nomograph and make a tracer. I bring the here. It's important that the tracer, we will sweep later the tracer, that this sweep is on the bottom here. So that the order of operation is here very important. I will show you later why. So because I have selected before the matrix 1 here, you see it's already in the tracer. If it's not inside, just drag it in. And here I say connect all objects. You see we have a spline here now. If you hit play, we get this here, which already looks almost perfect. Good, but good. This we can. Yeah, I don't want the tracer linear. I want it, let's say, a B spline. So And here, let's set it to natural at the moment. And yeah, that looks great. And let's see. So now we can play with the linear field and try when it looks best for us. I'll bring it more down here. That's not so fine. Yeah, that's how you like it. So maybe I make this. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. I see as soon as the spline reacts here, I stop. So like this. Maybe. Yeah, this could be nice. Okay, as I said, we can change this later on. So we have the tracer, so this is the path of our sweep. Now of course we know for a sweep we need not just a path, we need a profile as well. So I make a circle, say 20 for now, drag it down to here and bring the circle in a sweep. I alt click on the sweep with the circle selected, bring the tracer inside and we should get our sweep here. Very high details here, so we don't need it so detailed. Let's go to our tracer and set this to 0. That should be more than enough. Okay. And we don't need any caps on the sweep here because we don't see them. Okay. And we don't need as many segments here. Go uniform 4 here. Should be fine. Let's see how our sweep looks now. Great. The only thing we cannot really stop here is this rotation. You see when that it rotates all the time because the spline changes position and everything. But we simply take a material which has no pattern or something else, so we don't see the rotation. And I would not know. There could, I don't know if we can. How could we do this without? This is not possible. So I always set this. This has nothing to do with it. This is just not so much overlapping or something, or no freak out and something. This banking is it. You see, so when I take banking, so we don't need rail scale, we don't need a rail spline. So I make of this spline a copy and bring it inside of our sweep. The last spline in the sweep, so the third object, is always the rail spline here. Use rail direction. And here I can say a direction. Let's bring it down here a little bit. Let's see, it looks like nothing. But when I say now on the rail spline, when the rail spline, drag it a little in the direction I want to see this. Bring it up a little bit. So you see, okay. That does something. But here it freaks out. If we don't see this in the time, but it does not look nice, you see this. But what we have now is we shouldn't have this rotation anymore. You see, it's still. But we have this ugly banking problem. And at the moment I don't have any idea how we can get rid of it. The rotation thing does not help us in any reason. No, this helps us nothing. Reset to default. Nothing. I don't have an idea. If you have an idea how to can stop it without ugly things here, please tell me in the comments or wherever you want. And if I find an idea, I will make an addendum. But for the moment, no. But for me, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is with banking. So without banking. This is not really nice. Good. Set banking on and live with it. As I said, you see in the original one, it will be, I think there is a reason, because there is no pattern on it. Good, but as I said, this doesn't matter for now. Now, we have our animation. This looks great. And now we can play again here with the linear field. Make it a little smaller. Yeah, that looks maybe a little better. But we have here something now we can. You see, we have here a little problem. It does not overlap. That's good. So we can put this in a subdivision surface, and we get something like this. But if this is too sharp for you or something else, I would let it like this, like before. But here, if you get something like this, or it's too sharp, or it overlaps, you can try one thing. Bring the sweep in a null object. So I select my sweep, Alt click on null, and under the null object, bring in a smoothing deformer. Check smoothing, and you see the difference and make it different. This is nothing, but when you give it a little, so you can bring this little smoother, and then get a wonderful thing here. Get a wonderful animation. NA to hide the. That looks perfect. Okay, let it be. No, I want it a little. I want this a little bigger here and go up. Yeah, this I like more. Wow. Looks perfect. Save it. Good. Let's hide our linear field now. It's hidden, but when you select it, you will see it. If you don't select it, you see it disappears. Next step is starting with the loop. Good. I go to 300. And now I want the camera. Activate the camera, and I try to find a nice. I want here a little more, a little fatter. So something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's it. That is more like me for a guy with 110 kilo. We need more. So go to 300, and now I try to find a nice spot here, which I want to loop. Let's say something like this. Oh, we could go do. We will see it later, but here. We see it, but I think so it should work like maybe like this here. Okay, and now comes the loop thing. The camera is here now. Let's say this is the camera I want, but I don't want to animate my camera now. I want to have a possibility to animate just the X direction, and I'm still able to work with the camera, so that it doesn't matter what I do with the camera, the loop works every time then. So what I do is a simple solution. Take a null and put the camera in this null. This is the camera move. That's crazy. Where nobody should work, it's more busy than ever here. So, where did we stop now? Yeah, and now this is the camera move, and now I just animate the null here. So when I select my null and I drive it to see. Okay. And I know we have here 3 times 400. This is that was our plane. So this is 1200. That means for me, I go with the 9 in the X for the first try, minus 600 on the frame 0, and on frame 0 I said minus 600 on frame 0, go to 300 and go to plus 600. So, and now I want to see just the middle part of it. So I just want to run this from frame 100 to frame 200 to frame 199. So, and then I hit play. Let's see what we get. Okay. We have the loop already. So, but now the good thing is, I go now to frame 100 where it starts. I see, okay, it starts too late. So what I can do now, because the camera is in another object, I can change the camera simply. Go with the camera to somewhere here so that I don't see it, and try the same again. And our loop is ready. That's it. So, but maybe we want to find nicer ones. Frame 100. We are on frame 100. And let's go to frame 100 again. And we are on frame 100. Okay, but let's find a nice thing. So maybe something like this. Run it. So that we see most of the animation. Yeah, it stops here, and that is exactly what you want. Goes here, it stops, makes here the edge, and stops here. It's perfect. Save it, save it, save it, save it. And the last thing we have to do is make a floor. So let's go to 100 here. But with the floor is the next thing, so I don't deactivate the camera here. And yeah, the camera is now perfect like I wanted, so I can make a protection tag on it. And yeah, the floor. Plane here, this one. So I want some more planes along. So because if you don't take a pattern on the floor, let's say tiles or some flakes or something else, then it doesn't matter. You can make a big floor, a big plane, and that's it, and give it a color. Okay. But if you want some pattern on it, you have to be sure that you have everywhere the same pattern. If you take a noise, if you take it on a big plane, we have a procedural noise in Cinema 4D, and this means it never would repeat. So we won't find a spot for the loop. That's not possible. So what you would have to do is give this noise pattern on one part of the floor and simply copy this part. So you have on each the same noise, and so then you can work with a loop. And I want to use, let's say, we make tiles. For tiles, of course, we have to make the same. Good, that means for us, I don't take this plane here, 400 by 400 is okay, but I want a plane which is not which is not converted already. So I delete this because I want to see the segments of the plane. So in V, I have the segments here, of course. Yes. And we had it 6 by 6. Yeah. And I need for sure, I want to stay with this 400 because this 400 is our quad here, so our quadra. but I want to have it more in the height in this case. I think it's the height, yep. I make it 3 times this 400, so 1200, and so I want 3 times here. Okay, so now I have something like tiles, and I can try my loop with these tiles, and then when this works I know, okay, with this I can texture. So this is floor. I drag this floor, you have 400 here, so I drag it 400 in this direction, and I make it 800 in this direction. Doesn't matter how many floor we take here, better more than less, so 800 in this direction. Make a copy, 400 in this direction, make another copy, 400, so I can be sure that every of this one works. So yeah, did I copy this? Yeah, 400 in this direction. Simply hold the shift key that you get increments, and then make it 400 in this direction. So nice. Let's go into our camera. Let's see if our loop works with this. We have no hiccups, no nothing. We have a simple, nice loop here. Yeah, I am happy. Save it. Now let's make a nice floor here. So for this I simply disable for now the sweep here, and yeah, I texture this with Octane just because of the sake of that it's quicker, just quicker. We will make very simple, or maybe I have to show it with the physical render too, because for the paste itself we should use some subsurface scattering, and to show how to make the subsurface scattering in physical render would be maybe from interest. So okay, let's start with texture. So I will texture for the physical render too. We have time. Good. I will take some ready done things here from the Octane textures. Yeah, the patrons of course can download the project file, and we'll have everything here. And now we have a little more time, I think, so that I will have the updates will come out, I hope soon. We will see. Tiles, and yeah, we have here some tiles, and let's take this one here. Okay, there should be everything fine in here. Let's see. I never did round edges inside. Why is it every time here? But the rest looks great. Good. Then we need dialog, and we are an Octane render. That's okay. And of course I want my Nikomedias Scene Rig inside, because when I bring this inside here, now it looks like this, which is not very exciting. Bring a tile pattern on the floor here, and I already see it. And let's bring it to this room, and we can go to some. So we see it nice. Let's go to 100 here. I'll go to frame 100. I'll go to frame where I have one in between. So it doesn't matter. So I see it here as well. I see that it's not the tiling I want. So the reason. Let's go to here and make a cubic mapping out of this. That looks already much better. And I know this, we have here, this tiles is a 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 tiles. This is 400, so we can make our cubic texture here. I set it, so I select it and go to the texture mode, and here's the scale for the texture. Let's try it here with 400 by 400. That's maybe a little too big. Let's go to 200 by 200. That looks fine. So now I simply copy this on each thing, and I just rendered this here now without the sweep and everything to see if the floor looks nicely. So first I have to go to here. Octane output frame 100 to 199. More we don't need. Let's give you a denoising, why not, and less 50 samples is enough for the test. Save it, camera is on, and render it. Don't need a saving. So that should render quite fast. Now you see 1 second the frame. I will be back when it's done. So we are almost ready, and now we should see that, where is my mouse? Hello, okay. We should see a nice loop. Yeah, totally fluently and totally nice. Great, I love it. Good. So the next step, I want here a little more. No, little more displacement. And go to, and it makes it a little more interesting, I think. It looks not clean at the moment because we have just, as I've seen, 50 samples, so this is nothing. But it looks already better. And now we need a simple material for the toothpaste here. Toothpaste, we could make it striped, because I don't want this subsurface scattering yet. Let's see. I've shown the subsurface scattering in other tutorials, so if I decide not to make it here for this paste here, don't be angry. I have it in many other tutorials I show for physical render and Octane how to make a subsurface scattering. So I want a new material, a glossy material, or a specular material. Maybe I use subsurface scattering, we will see. In subsurface scattering you have only on the specular and on the diffuse one, on it, and yeah, maybe on the universal. Yeah, you should have it on the universal too. So I'm back again. Sorry for these breaks today. I don't know what's going on today. Then. Okay, okay. Let's make something. Yeah, what I said is this subsurface scattering thing. So this medium thing you have just not in every material. Good. How do we continue? I want to make here. Yeah, I want something like a paste. So let's make a gradient here. And simply give it in the transition here. And I have here the black and white stripe preset. If you don't have it, you can make it your own very easy. You just, okay, I'll go back, I'll show you this. Let's go to reset to default. Reset to default, okay. Bring this to here, select, let's bring this to 50%, select both of them, and bring it to step. And now you simply say right click, double the knots, right click, double the knots, and so you get your stripes. And if you're happy, you could save it as a preset and you don't have to do it every time. And let's see if this does something. Normally you can nicely work with this gradient with this sweep, because the sweep has a nice mesh, nice UVs. That should work normally. So let's bring this guy on our sweep. But in this case here, yeah, first what you see is we see through it. Of course, we have a specular material. So let's go to Subsurface Scattering, Scattering Medium. Bring this a little down here, so, and maybe bring this to here as well. I'm not entirely sure if this will work, but we see still through, and in this scattering I bring in float material. Yep, see, so float texture scattering. Let's get a lot here. And bring in a little roughness as well. So I just copied this float here. Roughness. And now we shouldn't see through, that's true. Okay. But I maybe want this a little colorful as well. So let's try to bring in between here. This bringing in between is... No, I don't do it with a colorizer, I do it with a gradient, like with a gradient here from this guy here. Let's see, because it works almost like a gradient. I like a colorizer. You see black, everything what is black before is now red, so we have this. And what's if we put this, I want this gradient in between here. Ah, come on, so bring this to here. And here, transition. So we get a little, you see we have a little red, black thing here. Oh, it calculates, I hope it did not crash. It seems it crashed. Octane, you drive me crazy. This is really a hate and love. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see how far. I don't know when I did. Let's see how far we are here. Paste. Oh, we have already the specular thing in here, so we did not lose a lot, it seems. Yeah, that's why, because I always save it, so I have to create a 20. This is not my layout here. now it's here. Good. This one, this one, this one. This is okay, this is okay. Here I lose the gradient now, so I want this, the red gradient. I could look if it in the autosave is it's more, but it's we did not lose a lot here, so it doesn't matter. So go to the gradient here, this right here. So and whoops, check. Whoops check. Whoops check is cool. Okay. Again? Not again, huh? Come on. Really? Seems it does not like here this gradient in between. Oh, it's crashed again. I stopped now the recording so you don't have to watch that new start. So I am back and I decided I don't do it anymore with subsurface scattering. I make a normal striped material, and please, if you want to know how to make subsurface scattering material and so, please look at my other tutorials. I made many, I showed it many times. So let's make about 20. So let's go. Let's render this. It's a bit. It is the guys from the, sorry that I have to say it, but they are really slow. Yes, I think they don't think about it. You have to work with this. Nobody can work with it. Yeah, I know I used the test version thing here, but anyways, there should be a. We have bigger problems at the moment, I think. So materials, glossy material. This is our paste. And good. So here we should be able to make this. I'm not really sure if it's a good idea with these stripes because we know our sweep rotates here, but I wanna try it. So let's make a gradient here. And whoops. Whoops. And bring this on the paste. Okay, that looks not like it would work. Here I cannot do anything with changing the direction and everything. So let's don't use this gradient. Use the good gradient from Cinema 4D. Diffuse. Load. And here immediately it works. Okay, here we can change between you and we. So this is in the other. It's not possible in the other gradient. So and because I don't want to change every black color here now, so I simply bring in colorizer in between, which will not work again. Yeah, because and you are not able to drag this inside. This is. I don't know. It's really just the speed and the results. Of course, if it works, if the octane liner works, it's so nice. No, I don't want the what I want colorizer. I wanted the gradient. So you see, so it works. Why? No. So okay, with the colorizer now. Instead of this red, but I want it even more red, so I'm not sure if I want it red. And the white one is some other. Why not? Okay. And then I want speculate, okay, roughness, we need a little roughness. And that's this many, this much. And what I want is a different. It looks like this because we don't even have my octane rig inside. That's the reason it looks so boring. Let's bring the octane rig inside. Check. I don't need background. A background we can turn on, and I don't need the floor here. We have our own floor. So now it starts to reflect something in here, and immediately we take a different HDRI. Oh, I can outdoor HDRI something. First one. That looks not bad. But the colors are not the. They are not bad, but maybe I should do it anyway, white. Because white takes the color from the environment, and so that's. I think I like it like this. This looks like this. Maybe it's. And the next thing is when the gradient, we can make double the nodes, double the nodes, double the nodes, but you nowhere can say half the nodes. That's would be helpful, because when I say now that the stripes are too small or too narrow, whoop, right click, half the nodes, and I get broader purchase. Maybe next version. So I will render now with very low settings 100 frames of this to see if everything works like we expected. So save first, don't forget to save. And Octane is okay, render, we simply have to hit render. That should do it. Let's see how long a frame renders. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Okay, I'm back when it's done. I am not back when it's done because I see we forgot something. We are half in the floor here, we have to bring our floor down. So how big is our sweep here? So this is 30 centimeter, that means we have to go down 30 centimeter with the floors in the Y. 30 centimeter. And now, save, and now I render. And let's see how it looks now, but it should look better, of course. Yep, okay, see you in a second. Okay, I am not ready, but I see this is not what we want, because this is what I was afraid of. You see that this rotating of the texture. Yeah, I have still no idea how we can stop this. Yeah, the only thing we see is that the loop works perfect. Okay. Let's make here just the color. RGB spectrum, but I like this white color. Let's make here something. Or maybe some. something which looks creamy. Let's see. Yeah, here we could try again subsurface scattering, but no, I don't want the subsurface scattering here. So that looks a bit, but I'm not sure about the color here. Let's try a subsurface scattering. Why not? Without the gradient, it should work normally. So I hope it don't crash without it. We will see. Specular, bring specular to our thing here. Okay. I hope it's not too boring, guys. But as I said, I did not try it before, so and I did not know. Wait, I have a nice. Let's try. I have here some. This Coke maybe. Yeah. Here see we have a subsurface scattering in transmission, scattering, blah blah. The patrons can, as I said, download everything and can look what I did. That looks not bad. Okay. The scattering is here, not really. Scattering just a float, so the transmission and the absorption. The transmission, the absorption here. Yes, what's good? The absorption. I'm gonna make here a white. The absorption. Let's go to. It's blue now. Okay. Yep, that comes in what I want. Okay. Maybe. The roughness is, well, let's make my roughness. Yeah, that looks not bad. Nice. This is not really what I want. So yeah, now we have it. And now I will render with this here. So save and this here in a second. Okay, I like this how it looks here, but you see we have here very, very low thing. So I make a render with higher settings, so we get a nice thing. So first let's delete here everything, then go to the render settings here. I think 300 should be more than enough for now. Give it a static noise here. Then in the octane settings, I already set it, I think. So yes, the noise beauty pass is okay for me. Do we need some depth of field maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Let's go to frame 110 or something else. Yep, okay. Let's try it. So give the camera and the camera tech. And go to whoops, depth of field. Autofocus I don't want when in an animation. Let's say the focus should be around here. Okay, we have depth of field here, depth of field here. Here. Or here in the middle. I'm not sure, so let's try again. I want to see it's this here, so here should be the. I will try it with it, why not? Save and render with 300 samples. Let's see how long does it need for one. And the depth of field is, maybe it's a little too much depth of field. I think this is too much. Boing, depth of field. Let's go back to 10 maybe. Yeah, this is a slight depth of field, this should be better. Let's see how the frame looks like. Yeah, the denoiser does its thing, you see, this is a nice, smoothie. That's fine. Okay, I'm render now. Some frame range, these 100 frames. Shouldn't think, yeah, you can calculate how long it will take. For you it takes a second. Seriously, think in a second. Okay, after a few frames I see I don't like the depth of field. So stop this render. Here it looks nice again. This is nice again. Let's see. Maybe a little. I'm not sure. No, it would need more samples, I think. But this I like. But at the moment I do it without, so it will render faster as well, I think so. Up 0. Let's go autofocus. And render again. Why not? See you soon. So let's see what we have here now. Come on. Looks good so far. The only thing I don't really like is, you see here when it loops, it gets brighter here on the back side. That's not really nice. Yeah, we could start from here or something else, then we wouldn't have this. Let's see. If we start simply from here, I have to coin. I have this. But then we lose here a lot. This is not nice. I go back with my camera view here. To go back to the last camera view, it's Control Shift C. So you get the last camera view. And let's try to fix this with the HDRI. So let's bring this in. Render. With a quite bright thing now. Not on frame 199. It's dark. So I want, that is frame 100, here dark as well. Let's see if we can do this with the frame 199. That looks much better now. Okay, this will work. And now we are ready here, I would say. Of course I can do now things like make here a little pavement or something else. Let's say, let's go to out of the camera. Let's select all our floors. And for this we would have to make the floor now editable. So see. And let's see. So go to frame. We can now change this to 300. We know the loop works, so we don't have to wait for anything. So I've selected all of them. And simply let's select, this is just plain UM for path selection. We cannot go through, so hold your shift key and try to make it wherever you can. So okay, let's go from the other side. On the other side it works, you see. Sorry. E for the move tool. Closer to this. Same on the other side. UM. Good. Now we could make one part. No. Let's do it like this. Let's stay with it, because now we know, here we know that we have a good tiling, a good loop for our, I forgot something here. Why does this not go away? UM, so again. Stay on the secure side here. And bring it closer to here. It does not matter for our texturing here, because we are in cubic mapping and not in any. It shouldn't do anything. Let's see. You see, we are in cubic mapping, so it does not matter. We are not in UV mapping. In UV mapping, it would matter, of course. Like this and. D for extrude. We have here, is it 30 or 60? D for extrude. I want to extrude 60. I don't want caps. That's okay. 60. But I don't like this here. Yeah, we see through. But we have no hold it, but it is this easy. But you can change this easily. Check. Go to Octane Rig. Background floor. Background is on. Make a black background instead. this and you will see, whoop, this is away. Good, and the extrude was 60 now. Let's see. Oh, come on. Go back to here. T for extrude. Not Control T, just T for extrude. Yeah, I was at 60, okay. Same on the other side. Wow. D for extrude. 60. Yes, we have here some problems in between. This is because of these sides here. So let's delete them too. So go out of here. So and delete this one. Delete. And here again delete. There's a little playing here, but why not? Delete. Delete. And delete. We could here hide with NQ, we could hide the materials so that it does not disturb us so much. Here's nice. Yep, better. Same on this side. Work. Work. Delete. Delete. And done. So how this looks now here. Looks better, of course. Looks more interesting. So we don't want to see this, but yeah, why not? Go to frame 100. Yep. And you can imagine that this looks now a little better, and you can make whatever you want a little. But don't forget, if you make, let's say, some splashes or some scratches on the floor or something else, you have to do it on every floor part here so that it loops nicely. But I don't think we have to do this here. We can. What could we do as well? No, it's okay like this. We could add here. I want this one. It's a little pity that I cannot make a. I could make a mixed material now, but I hate mixed materials. But it's the only way to mix two materials laid down. A blend material. If I use a blend material, I have to know it before. Maybe I could here multiply this somehow with a noise so that we get a little fun inside this. I saved now. So let's go to multiply. And bring in some noise. But not this, I want here something like I'm not sure what I do here, but I know what I do, but I just play around. So make dance. So get some flakes inside here. Sorry, it's when I speak too much. Yeah, my wife says I always speak too much, so. What shall I say? Okay, I want these black parts, the yellow, so I can, and I want by far not so many, even less. How can I give it? Boo. But this would now still loop, because we are on this have the same material on each part of the floor, so this would still loop. Maybe that's not so bad, like a camouflage or something else. But I want somehow less of the black ones. No, less of the yellow ones here. And I only can do this with. Exactly. 0.1. This does not really matter. Make it smaller to 20. Yeah, but they are just smaller, not less. I want less of them. No. No. How can I do this now? It's all not interesting, but it's not what I want. So, no, that does nothing. So we get, oh, this is it. Okay. Yeah, why not? I have this Matrices inside. This is not bad for me. 20 was a good thing. But we should not multiply them. But multiply is the correct thing for this. But I think it looks better if it has a little thing on it, so not just tiles. But it takes my white things here away. Let's try instead of this, let's try it. I save it. Don't forget to save. Add and see what add gives us. It gives me some kind of what I want. Yeah, red ones. No. Goldish glitter, yeah, that's not bad. I take this, and we are still can be sure that this loops, so that we have no problem with loops. Okay. Let's say I am happy now with this. Please show me your results. I'm really every time I'm really happy when I get some things what you guys did. So I can delete this. And as you know, meanwhile, patrons can download the file later on. Whoops, so let's see if we want here something else. But I think this looks quite okay here. We do not really have to do something here. Only thing, maybe give it. Okay. I think I like this. Now we could make the rig a little more intensity. So we see better the subsurface scattering. Yeah, that looks friendly. Now add the denoiser here so we can see what we did. Enable denoiser, and this is this, and with the noise it's this. Yeah, this is what I like. Okay, I am ready with this. I hope you like this one. I hope you show your results. The only one that I don't like is this harsh edge here, but we know meanwhile how we can get rid of this harsh edge. Okay, a little down here. Zip. Here, nicely parametric here. So this looks, but you see it's close. It's no, but it would be like this. This is just for a frame, so 75. Okay, good. Yeah, if you have requests, questions, complaints, please write me in the comments, or on my Facebook site, or on our Facebook group, or on the website, and so on. You know this whole blah 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 blah. The more important is, please guys, please stay healthy all together, and do what your country tells you to do, and if it's possible, stay at home. And I do so it's not easy, I know it, but we have to do it now. It's no question about it, and we will for sure come over this crisis easily. Okay, so next tutorial for sure will come soon. Maybe I make another one today or tomorrow, and yeah, tell me what you think about, tell me what you want to see, tell me what you ever want, tell me how is you're going, tell me yeah, tell me anything you want, and I will listen, or at least I will read. So okay, now it's time for don't know, for a little food, then playing a little keyboards or guitar, and then maybe record another tutorial, because at the moment everything stands almost still here. Good. Okay, bye bye. All the best here from Vienna. Please stay healthy and have fun. And tschüss und baba.